Hola, quería tan maravilloso, bienvenidos a México. Hola, amigo, amigas, let's go. The capital of the Mexico is the Mexico City, or Ciudad de Mexico. Did you know many Mexicans are mestizos, which means they have a mix of Native American and Spanish blood?
Hola, buenos dias. My name is Adeline Manlunas Lariosa, and for today's video, I will teach you a few formal and informal expression or greetings in Mexico. Let's go first with formal greetings. First, we have buenos dias, meaning good morning. So if you meet people in Mexico in the morning, you can say buenos dias. Next, we have buenas tardes. If you want to greet people in the afternoon, you can say buenas tardes. Next, we have buenas noches, meaning you say good night. So if you want to say good night to the people you love before they go to sleep, you can say buenas noches. Next, we have como le va, meaning you are asking a person, like for example, how are you or how is it going? So you can say como le va. Next, we have que gusto verlo, meaning glad to see you. So if you meet your friends in the street or in the middle of nowhere in Mexico, then you can tell them que gusto verlo or glad to see you. Okay, we're done with the formal greetings or expression in Mexico. Now let's go with the informal greetings in Mexico. First, we have the very common one, which is hola, simply saying hello. Next, we have buenas, simply saying hey. Next, we have como estas. It's like you are asking to a person, how are you? Como estas? Next, we have ¿qué tal? It's like asking, how is it going? ¿Qué tal? And last one, we have qué gusto verte, or saying glad to see you in informal. Again, qué gusto verte, glad to see you in informal greetings. So that's all. I hope you learned something from informal and formal greetings or expression in Mexico.
Hola a todos, buenos días, mi nombre es Miashin Arplando, 18 años. In Mexico, communication styles tend to lean more toward high-context communication, but there can be variation and situations that exhibit characteristics of high-context and low-context communication. The second is hierarchical organization. Many Mexican companies have hierarchical structure where decision-making authority resides at the top. This hierarchical context leads to high-context communication because employees are expected to understand and respect the chain of command. The last is performance feedback. In the workplace, delivering performance feedback can be a delicate matter. Managers in Mexico may use indirect language and softening techniques to provide constructive criticism. They may choose to discuss area for improvement subtly, allowing the employee to read between the lines. High-context communication in Mexico. First, business negotiation. In Mexico, business negotiation often involve extensive relationship building and trust building activities before reaching a formal agreement. Meetings may start with small talk about personal matters, family, and hobbies. This is an example of high-context communication as the relationship and trust established through this interaction and crucial for successful negotiation. Low-context communication in Mexico. First, multinational corporation. In multinational companies operating in Mexico, there may be a blend of communication styles. These organizations often adopt a more low-context approach, especially in written communication. and when dealing with international partners, clear and explicit language may be preferred in official documentation and emails. The second is project management. In project management, especially when dealing with complex tasks or cross-functional teams, a low-context approach can be beneficial. Detailed written structure, timelines, and expectations may be provided to ensure clarity and minimize misunderstandings. It's important to recognize that communication styles in Mexico can vary depending the industry, company culture, and individual preferences. While high-context communication is generally more prevalent in Mexican culture, the influence of globalization and international business practices has led to a greater acceptance of low-context communication in certain professional contexts. Successful communication in Mexico often involves understanding these contextual differences and adapting accordingly based on the specific situation and audience.
Hola, ¿cómo está? Buenas tardes de todo usted. Mi nombre es Carl Vincent Castaneda, and for today's video, I'm going to share you about the three distinct nonverbal differences of the Spanish or Mexican language. So here they are. Three of the common nonverbal communication in Mexican is that touching arms, shoulders, and patting back are very common gestures in Mexico. Once you establish rapport with a Mexican, you may even receive an embrace. Women will hug or kiss each other on the cheek.
Hola, I'm Gabriel. In this video, I'll be discussing the three significant social differences of Mexico in business. Certainly, here are the three significant social differences of Mexico that cover various aspects including rules and status, attitude toward works, and manners. Hierarchical social structure. Mexico has a strong emphasis on hierarchical social structure. The concept of social status is highly prevalent, and it's often reflected in both personal and professional life. Respect for authority figures and elders is deeply ingrained in Mexican culture. Titles and formalities are important, and addressing someone by their title and the last name. Example, Señor or Señora, followed by the last name, is a common sign of respect. Collectivist attitude toward work. Mexicans typically have collectivist attitude toward work. Teamwork and collaboration are highly valued, and it's common for colleagues to have close, even familiar relationship. This sense of camaraderie extends to the workplace, which often promotes a collaborative environment. It's not uncommon for social events and gatherings outside of work to strengthen these bonds. Politeness and respectful manners. Manners and politeness are essential in Mexican society. Greetings such saying Buenos dias or Buenas tardes are customary when entering a room or engaging with someone. Additionally, addressing people with formal titles and using usted or formal you is a sign of respect. The use for por favor or please and gracias for thank you is also highly emphasized in social interaction. These differences reflects the rich cultural values and norms in Mexico, which play a significant role in shaping social interaction and behaviors.
Hola todas! In today's video, we are going to tackle three main attitudes to work-related business in Mexico. First is, using formal language and demonstrating respectful behavior are highly valued. Handshakes are common when greeting business associates, and it is customary to greet the most senior person first. Maintaining eye contact during conversations is considered a sign of attentiveness and respect. Second, communication politeness rules in Mexico. Instead of saying no, Mexican may use the less confrontational maybe or well see. Most men shake hands and women will touch an arm or offer a light kiss on the cheek. But hugs are reserved for close friends or colleagues. There is also a smaller sense of personal space. And lastly, patience is the key when doing business in Mexico. Business meetings in Mexico will often take longer than they would in the United States. Mexican social etiquette often includes more small talk before business. Social customs make it difficult to say no. So that's all for the 3 attitudes to work related in Mexico. I hope you enjoy and gain knowledge about the Mexico attitude and business related. Gracias!
Hola, yo soy Vincent. En este video te diré lo que debes y no debes hacer si visitas México por primera vez. Mexico is a vibrant and culture-rich country known for its warm hospitality, delicious cuisine, and beautiful landscape. So, if you're planning to visit Mexico, here are the 5 basic do's and don'ts to make your trip enjoyable and respectful to the local culture. So first, I'm going to talk about the 5 basic things that you should do when visiting Mexico. First, you have to learn the basic Spanish phrases. Mexico is a country where Spanish is the official language. While you can get by with English language in tourist areas, making an effort to learn the basic Spanish phrases can greatly enhance your experience. Simple greetings like hola, phrases like por favor, gracias would go a long way in showing respect for the local culture. So second is you have to try the local cuisine. Mexican food is world-renowned for its flavor and variety. So don't try to miss the opportunity to savor the local dishes like the mouth-watering tacos, the flavorful enchiladas, and the traditional tamales. Street vendor and local restaurants will provide you the most authentic Mexican culinary experience. Third is respect the local customs. Mexicans are known for their warmth and friendliness, so you have to show your appreciation by being polite and courteous. A simple smile and friendly greetings can open up doors to meaningful interactions. Demonstrating respect for local customs and traditions, such as fiestas and ceremonies, is deeply appreciated as well. Fourth is you have to use reputable transportation. When traveling with Mexico, it is essential to prioritize your safety. Use official and licensed transportation services, whether it's bus, taxis, or rideshare apps. This would help you ensure your safety and provides peace of mind during your journey. So the fifth and last one is carry cash. While credit cards are widely accepted throughout Mexico, it is advisable to carry some cash, especially when you're visiting smaller towns and local markets. ATMs are available, but having some cash on hand can be more convenient for smaller purchases and emergencies. So now I'm going to talk to you about the 5 basic things that you shouldn't do when visiting Mexico. So first, don't flash your valuables. Mexico is generally a safe country for tourists, but it is wise to exercise caution. Avoid displaying expensive jewelry, electronics, or large amount of cash in public. This would minimize the risk of attracting unwanted attention and potential theft. Second is don't drink tap water. One of the cardinal rules for travelers in Mexico is to avoid drinking the tap water. The water quality may not be suitable for foreigners, so always opt for bottled water for drinking and even for brushing your teeth. Typically, restaurants and hotels would provide a safe water for these purposes. Third is don't haggle aggressively. Bargaining is common practice in Mexican markets and stalls. While negotiating prices is expected, be polite and respectful in doing so. Aggressive haggling can come across as disrespectful to local vendors. Remember that bargaining is a vital part of the local culture. Therefore, you should embrace it in a friendly and respectful manner. So fourth is don't disrespect local customs. Mexico is a country that values its traditions, customs, and especially its religion. So when visiting places with religious and cultural significance, dress modestly and be mindful of local customs and etiquette. For example, it is customary to remove your hat and have a respectful demeanor when entering churches. So fifth and lastly, don't be impatient. Embrace the concept of mañana in Mexico. Things may move at a more relaxed pace and schedules can be more flexible. So be patient. Go with the flow and savor the slower rhythm of life, because that is one of the characteristics of this beautiful country. So that's all. That's the 5 basic things that you should do and you shouldn't do when visiting Mexico. So by keeping these tips in mind, you will not only have an enjoyable and respectful experience in visiting Mexico, but also you will leave a positive impression on locals you meet along the way. And until next time, muchas gracias y adiós.